Hello folks, and welcome to this week's Music Alerts video, in which I tell you what physical music media I've received through the post this week. Now I've got some CDs and vinyl for you this time around, but let's begin with a book. This book is devoted to the legendary US folk singer Pete Seeger, who passed away in 2014, I think it was, at the grand old age of 94. Called Chopping Wood and featuring a foreword by Arlo Guthrie, this paperback is published by Jawbone, spans 288 pages and costs £16.95, or, if you're in the US, $24.95. The text itself records conversations with Seeger, who talks about the past and his times with Woody Guthrie, learning to play the banjo, being a part of the folk outfit The Weavers, political thoughts and opinions, and views on other music artists. There's also plenty of images here to break up the flow. Now, while all this is going on, author David Burns, who knew Seeger personally, is also a folk singer and also a music producer. He adds commentary when required. So what you have here are moments and snippets and streams of thought and memories. It's a textual mosaic, in fact. Burns himself doesn't even recommending reading the book from cover to cover, although I am, but he wants you to dip into it over time with pauses to allow musing and contemplation to ponder upon the thoughts of Chairman Seeger. Sometimes Seeger will give his thoughts on a wide range of individuals, providing a personal profile on people he thinks about, people like the archivist Alan Lomax, all the way to politicians like the British Prime Minister Winston Churchill. Seeger talks about places like the Hudson River, writing about it, sailing on it. There's even a chapter called Diversions, and in that includes subheadings. Subheadings like Bob Dylan and the Axe, or how to get edited out of a movie. This is also a book about a man who seems to be frequently in trouble. The book notes how he got into trouble with the Israelis during a visit there later in life. But to be fair, he was also in trouble with the FBI in 1942, with Senator McCarthy in 1955. He was on a TV performance blacklist until the mid-60s, and he still managed to be on the end of a stinging newspaper criticism as recently as the mid-2000s. But that was Seeger, always getting into trouble, refusing to conform, whether he stood on US soil or anywhere else in the world. And, well, thank goodness for that. CD now, and a big welcome to Australian record label Playback. Now, I have quite a few bits from the company. They very kindly sent me a bit of a package. I'll put them in future videos, but I've managed to squeeze just one. I just had time to squeeze one into this particular video, and it's called Words. It's a 27-track Bee Gees songbook featuring a host of luminaries who have covered the trio's work over time. And there's a wide variety of people here, like Johnny Mathis and Cilla Black, or the Seekers, or Nina Simone, and some really obscure bands like America's The Circle, that's Cyrkle, Circle, Belgium's outfit Soft Pillow, and the Australian band The Brigade. Nice booklet in this particular package, and it's an excellent collection. I look forward to looking at more. Next, from Spain's Wawa 45 via a digipack, comes Dele Sosimi and the Estuary 21, and the album The Confluence. Now, this is London-born Sosimi, and he's heavily influenced by Fela Kuti and pursues a similar Afrobeat vibe, but not exclusively. He's not afraid to dabble with mellow, jazzy beats alongside the high-tempo tracks. This CD includes a fold-out lyric sheet, and it's very nice indeed. On to Blue Note now, and the vibraphonist Joel Ross with his new album, his fourth, called New Blues, and it's presented in a card gatefold. This is modal jazz that weaves and swirls in and around melodies in a dreamy fashion before locking into a melody and then falling off it all over again. See if you can catch the jazz by the tail on this one. This one will drag you into its vortex. Next, rock from The End Machine and the new album The Quantum Phase on the Frontiers label, which sounds new but old at the same time, but in a good way. This album sounds like 90s hair rock, freeform, flailing, posturing, strutting rock with big chords, wailing lead vocals, big guitars, big drum sounds, and epic noise. One to headbang with, or if you were there at the time and your hair has thinned a bit, I recommend grabbing a floor mop from the kitchen and giving that a good shake instead. Same thing. Finally, speaking of epic, check out this new release from the UK alt-rock band Jesus Jones and the box set from the UK label Edsel, which is an imprint of Demon. Called Some of the Answers, this is a 15 CD box set. Now this one brings you 6 studio albums from the band, plus a gamut of bonus cuts. And it's the bonus material that really makes this set rather stunning, because you get 131 bonus tracks in this set. So, well, there's so much to choose from. B-sides, demos, mixes, and lots of weird stuff. You also get a large format booklet that's sneakily hidden inside the end cover. It took me a while to find it. It sounds silly, but I couldn't find the darn thing. Anyway, it was sneaked at the very top instead of on the side as I was expecting. And this particular full-size 12-inch booklet gives you a track-by-track analysis of that bonus content, which is very welcome. This is an amazing release. Alto saxman Cannonball Adderley teams up with Percy Heath and Connie Kay to support Bill Evans on the album Know What I Mean. Released in '62, this was a modal post-bop jazz outing with diverse stylings from the people involved. That is, Adderley could be a bit out there, whereas Kay and Heath could be a bit straight ahead. The resulting mix, well, it offered a superb blend. The label Kraft has commissioned top mastering engineer Kevin Gray to take a look at the original tapes with his company RTI. And Kraft has now released this particular album on the original Jazz Classics series. And you also get a kind of swish obi strip-like addition to the outer left-hand side of the sleeve. In that same series, we are again treated by mastering engineer Kevin Gray with Caravan, that's the album name, by the drummer Art Blakey, plus his jazz messengers, featuring a host of stars, including people like Freddie Hubbard and Wayne Shorter. Again, this was a 1962 gem, and it was a defining moment in time for many of the stars featuring on this LP. Finally, let's end with the Pixies, shall we, on the 4AD label. This is a collection called At the BBC. It's a 3 LP collection within a thin slip case, appearing for the first time on vinyl and featuring live BBC sessions, mostly from BBC Radio 1 DJ John Peel. In fact, 5 of the 6 sides here are devoted to John Peel's sessions from 1988 all the way through to 1991. The 6th side, incidentally, is taken from a Mark Goodyear session from 1990. Now, this collection was originally released on CD as a 15-tracker, but here we have all 24 original songs, which certainly put a smile on my face. Here you will find 2 versions of the songs Alison and Wave of Mutilation. Plus, you even get a couple, well, actually I think it's 3 covers. One from the Beatles, one from the Beach Boys, and the final one from the David Lynch film Eraserhead. Plus, you also get previously unseen archive imagery from the band itself. It's great to see all of this valuable archive material on vinyl where it should be. And that's it, folks. Thank you for staying to the end of this video. And can I ask you down there if you could click on the like and subscribe buttons, please? Just helps this channel to grow. Also, further down, there are links to my Patreon page where you can find the exclusive weekly video, and there's a new one out this particular week, called Hi-Fi News, etc. There's also links to my Facebook group, which you're welcome to join, of course, and also my website, and you're welcome to pop over there anytime you fancy. There's all kinds of stuff over there you won't find over here. Anyway, I hope to see you next week, and we'll have another one of these. Or if you fancy, at the weekend, I have a hi-fi review. So wherever you decide to go, I hope to have your company, in some form at least. Until then, folks, bye-bye for now.